Thursday, 11th of June 2020. Good morning from Europe. Good afternoon. Good evening, wherever you are, guys. Piotr here. This is Light Forex Global YouTube channel, and we are 12 hours post FOMC. Huge manipulation during the announcement, huge manipulation during the press conference, but overall, first 12 hours, whatever you wanna call it, either profit taking or dollar taking over. But especially what is good is that we discussed correct levels. Before we start with the charts, I'm gonna share with you what was my takeaway. That was fantastic evening yesterday, full of manipulation. To be honest with you, I haven't seen Powell so scary, and he was so scary yesterday. So the full manipulation went on, but as I mentioned yesterday, 12-24 hours for the real reaction. We are almost 12 hours post FOMC, all right, and dollar is stronger. So the good thing is that we were able to detect the levels, because if you are going to check euro dollar 14.10, we discussed cable within the supply zone based on the weekly chart, Aussie dollar based on the weekly chart, also supply, the only dollar yen, but trying to hold this 107.10, 1680, all right? So very, very important. But don't forget, guys, we have weekly jobless claims today, so there is a possibility for more manipulation, maybe, you know, unexpected Fed action, whatever. But the first 12 hours is for the dollar, but again, FOMC being used as a good excuse to manipulate even more, because we've seen the spike to the downside, new high, so the stops to the downside, stops to the upside being done the short term. But anyway, first 12 hours is for a dollar, right? Powell was very, very cautious, as I said, but you know, his body language was he was trying to be as usual, but well, for me it wasn't that way. So he was trying not to hurt the market, and of course market was so happy, market was listening, especially when it comes to the NASDAQ, right? To the moon. To the moon. So it was a little bit of blah blah blah. Guys, even we see red today when it comes to the indices. Be very, very careful, all right? End of the quarter approaching. Well, what was funny and what I noticed on Twitter during the Powell press conference, it was that looks like the questions about the valuation of the stock market were banned, right? Even once, I think that he skipped them answering the question about the stocks. Again, as I mentioned at the beginning, all in all, in my opinion, he was so scary. Of course, they do know more than what they're saying, and I think they don't have good news for us. So the current situation is, you know, completely disconnection between the real world and the stocks market, especially when it comes to the NASDAQ. But that's my view, and of course, as I said many times, market may stay irrational much longer than what we are going to be afford to hold the positions against the market. So with that being said, let's get back and check few charts. So let's check three majors. If you are not short, right? because if you are short, then you are monitoring those positions. Let's start with the euro dollar. Overall, if you remember, we were discussing this possible over under, right? Possible over under. So we almost, taking into the consideration the event we've seen, almost to the point from the seller's perspective. One thing, you've seen my takeaway. I would like to hear your opinion. So if you don't mind, put the comment, your comment, your takeaway. It was really for you, Powell, so scary. Anyway, as I mentioned, he was trying not to hurt the market. Market was listening towards the end of the day. Then Tokio took over and the reality hit the market. Anyway, going back to euro dollar. Well, we might stack, right? Don't forget, okay, it's good. We hit the levels we discussed. Fantastic, right? The thing is that we have two important levels when it comes to the buyers on the euro dollar. Tuesday low, all right? And red dotted line, yearly open. So that's incredible support for euro dollar. As I mentioned, if we are going to get the daily close below 112, then and only then we might see continuation of the move to the downside, right? So it might end up that we are going to be between 112 114. All right. Why I think it could work like this? Because of the euro pound. If we are going to have a time, I will try to put a few words about that. So from the intraday perspective, we are trying to fight with that first initial reaction, right? So this high wave candle, all right? Plenty of stops being taken out here. So okay, so we are trying to recover right here, right now on euro. Okay, if we are going to break through that one, I think that that latest weakness has not been tested. From the intraday perspective, that's the first level of the intraday possible buying, right around 113 112.85. Okay, but then the low we discussed 12.45 and the yearly open, right? So overall, bulls are going to try not to let the daily close to be below 112. So from the intraday perspective, buyers just below 113, around 12.45, and then again around the yearly open. When it comes to the sellers, because of this high wave candle, I would be very careful, because we have supply around 1390, right, which has been tested during the Tokyo hours, right? I would be very careful here, because to see retest of this high wave candle high, right now we are fighting with the low, cannot be ruled out, right? So somewhere around 1420, okay? So this could be the range for now when it comes to the euro dollar. Of course, if we are going to make the measure 1420, 1320 is a range of 100 pips. If we are going to get that break, so the bears may want to move another 100 pips, right? What does it mean? It means that this weakness, right, as well as this low might work temporarily. We might see the move to that zone, bounce. We might see continuation, bounce, and finally towards 1220, right? 100 pips. Can you see? Can you smell it? Because of that range, 100, another 100, and yearly open might be retested. That might and that's my view on the euro dollar. Cable also falling very nicely, took out yesterday low, and don't forget 2640, 2620, we discussed these levels. They have to hold that based on a daily close, mostly because of this double top over here, right? So once we are going to get the close below 2640, 2620, 25 might be in play, right? Previous Thursday low, weekly related. But overall, I do expect when it comes to the pound that this is going to be the failure above this double top, and we are going to land much lower from the medium term perspective. When it comes to the intraday trading, let's switch lower. What we have here, I think that the high wave candle been taken out, right? So the combination of the base drop is gonna to play out here. I wouldn't chase the market, right? I would rather wait for levels close to 2720, 2740, meaning the levels which market was trying to hold yesterday with this full manipulation, right? When it comes to the buyers, there is a possibility around 2640, 2620. If you really like the pound, well, maybe I can see the reason to love the pound. But if you like the pound, as I mentioned, 2640, 2620 has to hold the zone, but it could be, if you remember, we were discussing this this type of the triple top. Oops, sorry. We were discussing this type of the triple top, right? There was several chances even post FOMC. We might have similar situation to the downside with this 2640, 2620 stop count and testing 25, for example, 90, right? So be careful about this megaphone and then retest of the mid of the megaphone, because we have triple top, right? First, so looks like it could be the megaphone like this, then bounce mid megaphone line and going lower, right? So that could be also the plan if we are not going to you know, immediately retest the zone during the London session. So that's how I see the pound. Dollar yen fighting around this 106.80, 107.10. all right, over here also we discussed these levels, but you know, compared to euro dollar cable, it's not that great. I think that for dollar yen, crucial could be, and overall market sentiment crucial could be weekly jobless claims. Let's see what we are going to get this afternoon. So I'm going to, when it comes to the dollar yen, I'm going to observe only. And finally, as I mentioned, euro pound, right? There you go. That's why euro may stack in the range, right? Or the pound will fall much quicker because of the breakout on the euro pound, right? So I would be very careful trading euro dollar, okay? Because we have some kind of the rally here after massive stop count. Finally, we are moving. Well, if you didn't catch that train, I would wait for the retest of levels close to 89.20 if seen, right? So a little bit of the pullback and then higher. I think that medium term 93 is still possible. Guys, that was my pleasure to make the morning update for you, 12 hours post FOMC. I'm going to watch the market carefully, and if needed, I'm gonna to prepare next update. In the meantime, thank you very much, take care,
Don't be trapped and see you around. Take care and goodbye, guys.